Hey everyone, and welcome. We're going to be taking a deep dive into the future of independent pharmacies, specifically how they can thrive in 2025.
Yeah.
And we've got a ton of research for this one.
Wow.
Interviews, articles, even a podcast specifically made for pharmacy owners.
Interesting.
And of course, to help us unpack it all, we've got an independent pharmacist
That's me.
with over 15 years of experience.
Yep, that's right.
So that's like dog years in this industry, right?
Yeah, sometimes it really feels that way.
It's bad.
Things change so fast.
For sure. Okay, so before we get into how independent pharmacies can thrive,
Right.
we need to talk about the elephant in the room,
Mm-hmm.
all the challenges.
Yes.
And our sources keep using this phrase, the big squeeze.
Oh, yeah.
What does that mean for you?
Well, it's kind of this perfect storm
Okay.
of problems that have been brewing for a while now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So first you've got reimbursements from pharmacy benefit managers.
Those are the PBMs, right?
Exactly. And they're shrinking. So we're getting paid less to dispense medications.
And at the same time,
Costs are going up.
or everything, I imagine.
Absolutely everything. Rent, medications, you name it.
Jeez. So it's like you're being squeezed from both sides.
Exactly. It's a tough spot to be in.
But then on top of all that,
It's just really hard to attract new patients these days.
yeah, I bet with all the competition.
It's fierce out there.
So it affects everyone then, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Not just the people who work in pharmacies?
It has a ripple effect for sure.
How so?
Well, if there are fewer independent pharmacies,
Yeah.
that means people have less access to personalized care
Makes sense.
and to medications.
Right.
So that impacts the overall health of the community.
It's all connected.
For sure.
So we talked about the big squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that kept coming up in the research was this term operational overload.
Yes.
What does that actually look like on a day-to-day basis?
It's a million things at once.
Oh, wow.
Prescriptions to verify, inventory to manage.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to train staff, deal with insurance claims,
Right.
and of course you have to counsel patients.
Oh, of course.
It never stops.
No, how do you even start to get a handle on that?
That's the million-dollar question.
Well, the research kept mentioning this idea of workflow optimization.
Okay.
Have you looked into that at all?
It's all about working smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
Streamlining processes to make things more efficient and reduce errors.
I see.
So we've started implementing some things.
Like what?
We've got regular staff training sessions now,
Okay.
just so everyone's on the same page and follows best practices.
Makes sense.
And we revamped our inventory system.
To do what?
It helps minimize waste and make sure we've got the medications our patients need.
That's got to be a huge help.
It is, but it's definitely an ongoing process.
Sure.
We're always looking for ways to improve.
So when you say streamlining,
Yeah.
I'm curious about outsourcing certain tasks,
Okay.
because that seemed to be a big topic in what I read.
It could definitely free up some time.
And mental bandwidth.
Definitely.
Have you considered that at all?
It's crossed my mind.
Especially for the stuff that's not directly related to patient care.
Exactly. Things like payroll, social media.
Yeah.
That stuff can take up so much time.
Time you could be spending with patients.
Precisely.
So that's something we can dig into in part 2.
Sounds good.
But before we wrap this up,
Right.
any initial thoughts on outsourcing?
Let me think.
Or like red flags to watch out for?
Well, definitely make sure whoever you're working with, they have experience in pharmacy.
Okay.
They need to understand the regulations, the terminology, the workflows.
Right.
You don't want to be training them on the basics.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And always check references
Good advice.
and see how they communicate.
Communication is key.
It's like any relationship.
Exactly.
Mm.
So we've covered the internal operations,
Mm-hmm.
but what about the patient-facing side of things?
Okay.
The research also mentioned the importance of branding
Oh, for sure.
and effective patient engagement.
Yeah.
Why are those so important these days?
Well, you're not just competing with the pharmacy down the street anymore.
Right.
You've got the big chain pharmacies, online retailers, even grocery stores with pharmacies inside.
It's a whole different ballgame.
To stand out, you need a clear brand identity,
Okay.
something that shows what makes you unique.
Gotcha.
But it goes beyond that.
Okay.
It's about the whole patient experience,
What's that mean?
from the moment they walk in the door
Okay.
or visit your website
Uh-huh.
to the follow-up care they receive.
So it's more than just having a nice logo
Absolutely.
and a catchy name.
You want patients to trust you,
Mm-hmm.
to feel valued, to want to come back.
To be loyal
Exactly.
and to feel like they're more than just a transaction.
That's the goal.
So that's where patient engagement comes in.
It all ties together.
It's about going above and beyond just dispensing medication,
Yeah,
right?
it's about building relationships.
Providing that personalized care.
Exactly.
So let's say I walk into your pharmacy.
Okay.
What does that look like in action?
What does patient engagement look like?
Yeah, how do you make me feel valued?
Well, one thing we offer is medication synchronization.
Okay.
It helps manage refills,
How so?
so patients don't have to remember when to reorder.
That's helpful.
It helps them stay on track with their medications.
Oh, I see.
We also have health and wellness workshops.
On what kind of topics?
Things like nutrition, stress management, diabetes care,
That's great.
and we use technology to enhance the patient experience.
Give me an example.
Our mobile app lets patients request refills,
Okay.
get medication reminders, even have virtual consultations.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's all about convenience.
Right.
Plus, it helps us learn about our patients' needs.
So you can personalize their care even more.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
Thanks.
It seems like you're really going above and beyond.
We try our best.
And I'm seeing a theme here.
Oh, yeah.
Streamlining operations,
Mhm.
building strong patient relationships.
Yes.
It's not just about surviving, it's about thriving.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We talked about the challenges,
Yes.
the importance of optimizing workflows,
Right.
the power of building a strong brand and engaging with patients.
For sure.
But before we move on to part 2,
Okay.
I want to leave you with a question.
All right.
Given everything we've talked about,
Mhm.
what are some really innovative approaches
Okay.
that could help independent pharmacies not just survive,
Yeah.
but redefine what it means to be a pharmacy in 2025?
Interesting.
Think big, think bold.
I like it.
We'll explore some outside-the-box ideas in part 2.
Sounds good.
So stay tuned.